Now, the second movement of a symphony is normally this lyrical, relaxed moment. It's the only moment in the symphony that has that kind of quality. And in this case, instead of singing a lovely song, Haydn instead gives us a relaxed series of variations. That is, relaxed in the sense that the tempo, the speed, is completely, you know, relaxed. But he, of course, has a little surprise in store for us. It's not elegant, you know? And because it's not elegant, the audience sits there and says, oh boy, we have to listen to this. And the audience, therefore, sits back and stops thinking and slightly goes to sleep. Boy, this is not interesting music. We really don't have to pay any attention to this at all. It's so predictable. Everything you know is obvious. And then half of the audience probably had a heart attack. That's the Paukenschlag. That's the surprise.
Haydn uses this tune as the basis for a movement with 4 variations and a coda. In line with the simplicity of the theme, the first variation doesn't attempt anything world-shaking. The first violins, and then the flute, touch in a delicate top line as the theme proceeds below.
It's a little bit more than we had before. The next variation reminds us of what happened in the first movement when we got crocodile tears. And suddenly, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I thought this was just silly fun. So you see, as I said, you cannot play poker with this man. Because wherever you expect him to be serious, he's funny. When you expect him to be funny, he's serious. When you expect him to be witty, suddenly he's warm.
The rest of the movement is equally eventful, sometimes playful and irreverent. Sometimes lyrical and songful.
Finally, after that, there is a raucous variation in which the brass, everybody plays. Now, this is, of course, what really separates Haydn from Mozart. Mozart wrote only 1 symphony of the over 50 symphonies he composed that used trumpets and drums in the slow movement. Only 1. And they're used quietly. It's in the Linz Symphony. Haydn has super loud moments in his slow movements played by brass, in many, many of them.
The 18th century was the Age of Enlightenment, which went hand in hand with the emancipation of the bourgeoisie. Philosophers like Denis Diderot or Immanuel Kant encouraged the middle-class citizens to think for themselves and model their actions on reason and common sense. The role of music was to be readily comprehensible and to perform an educative and civilizing function.
And as a result of this, the language which a Haydn develops, and which a Mozart picks up on, and which Beethoven inherits, is a language which tries to make things clear, which tries to explain things without being academic, just to make it feel natural. And so it's a wonderful coincidence of these things. It's the economic factor of the rising middle class, whose daughters need to be taught piano, for instance. It's the fact of this intellectual flowering. And it's a question of where the musical style had come at that moment. Haydn was the right person at the right time.